Namaste everybody, welcome to BODHI. My name is Sesa. I have Casey joining us today for our 30-minute full body tone. So we will get started just laying on our backs. So if you want to lie flat on your back, find a comfortable shape. It could be traditional Savasana. You could have the soles of your feet together, knees flop open. Your feet could be flat on the floor with your knees bent. Arms can really be however, wherever is comfortable. The only thing I ask is that you close your eyes. Land on your breath. Just as your body feels fully supported by the earth, can you allow yourself to now be fully supported by your breath? Filling the body with every inhale, feeding it, rejuvenating it, and then finding that sense of release as you exhale. And then together we will take a nice long exhale. And then deep inhale through your nose. Send that breath through the hook of your tailbone. Fill all the way up to the crown of your head. And then hold your breath at the very top. And then open up your mouth and just audibly let it go. Deep inhale through the nose to hold. This time, keeping your lips sealed, go ahead and slowly exhale out the nose. And then just breathe in and out your nose as slowly and as deeply as you can. And for the next 30 minutes, this is really all I ask you to do. Everything else are merely suggestions. In my opinion, really great suggestions. But whether you take them or not is up to you, right? And the most important thing is that you always feel supported by your breath. So if you're with me and you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes, roll out your ankles, your wrists. Go ahead and straighten your legs out, point the toes, reach your arms overhead, take an inhale, even let your lower back lift, stretch the body long. And then slowly hug your knees into the chest. Now I want you to take your hands behind your head, cupping the earth with the cupping the back of your head with the fingertips. Lift your head, the neck, the shoulders up off the ground. Now you're going to slowly kick your left leg straight out. Hover at a comfortable distance. The goal is to have your lower back pinned to the mat. Pull the belly tight. Now we're only going to be sticking with this right side for now. Take an inhale. As you exhale, I want you to bring your left elbow to the right knee. And then inhale, shoulder lowers, kick your right leg up. And then exhale, reach up with your left hand to touch your toes. And then bring your hand back as you bend the knee, shoulders to center. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, shoulder down, leg up. Exhale, fingers to toes. Inhale, bend the knee, shoulder down. Exhale, elbow to knee. On your own, just like that. It's kind of a little bit weird within the brain at first because we're so used to doing our bicycle crunches. But I want you to just stick with that right side. Elbow to knee, fingertips to toes. Breathe. Keep that lower back in the mat. Wherever you're at, let's meet with the left elbow to the right knee. Can you peel your right shoulder blade up off the mat for 3? Oh, 2. And then come to center, bring your left knee in. Straighten the right leg out. Hover at that comfortable distance, 2 inches, 2 feet, up to you. Pull the belly in, exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, come to center, kick the leg up. Exhale, right fingertips to the toes. Inhale, hand back, knee bent. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, fingers to toes. So on your own, just like this, like we did on the other side. Breathe, yogis. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to go. Almost there. And then next time we will meet with the right elbow to the left knee. And this time you try to peel your left shoulder blade up off the mat, really cinching in those obliques for 3. Don't forget to breathe. 2, come to center, knees into chest. Lift your shoulders up, reach your arms up. Can you curl your hips up, knees towards the chest? Oh, pull the belly in. Knit the ribs in. Maybe lift the shoulders a little higher. And then hug your knees into the chest. Grab onto the backs of your thighs. Begin to rock up and down, backwards and forward. Find the momentum you need to come to downward dog. You'll cross one shin in front of the other. Plant your hands in front of you. Step back, jump back, get there however you need to do it. Just find downward dog, and we will all pedal out the feet, come up and down on the toes, right? Reacclimate, readjust. Find your breath. Drive the heels towards the earth. They don't have to touch, but it comes from the tops of your thighs, closest to your hip creases, pushing back. As the hip creases jump up, lifting the spine, push into the palms and knit those front ribs in. Wrap the triceps back, give the shoulders around your neck some space. Soften the head and neck towards the earth. Find your breath. And then inhale, come forward, high plank. Heels press back, thighs firm up, hips stay level with the shoulders, pressing into the palms, the chest lifts away from the ground. You don't want to dome in your shoulders like a scared cat, but those shoulders do protract to the ribs. And then you want to think of gluing them down your back, kind of pulling the heart forward so they just broaden away from each other. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward dog, lift your hips. Inhale, come back to high plank. So keeping your toes tucked as they are, press into the palms, allow your hips to begin to fall forward and down for an upward facing dog. Keep driving the heels back, firm your thighs up, push into the palms, and imagine almost dragging your hands towards your feet. Let the shoulders pull down, lengthening through the neck, maybe giving you the chance to look up. Now pull your lower belly in, take an inhale. As you exhale, just bend your arms, lower your shoulders level with the elbows for chaturanga. A little entering it differently. I said that completely backwards. Inhale, push up high plank, and exhale, downward dog, lift your hips. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Heels press back, hips fall forward, spine lifts up. Now pull the belly in on an exhale, bend the arms, chaturanga. Inhale, high plank, and exhale, downward dog. So we have one more. Inhale, high plank. Let your hips fall down, lift the spine up, heels push back, nothing changes, not even the level of your hips. Exhale, bend your elbows, pull the belly in. Oh, and then inhale, push up, exhale, downward dog. Now, even if you take your back bend with the tops of the feet in the mat, I want you to try and keep the same amount of energy in your legs. So inhale, come forward, high plank. Now you'll lean forward, traditionally exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, drive the legs back, and then exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips up and back. Inhale the right leg to the sky, flex through the heel, square off through the hip. Exhale, pull the knee down and over to your left elbow, find an oblique twist. Inhale, kick that leg up and back. Exhale, pull the knee back to that left elbow, and then inhale, stretch it to the sky. On your own, 10 more seconds. You might get 1 or 2, maybe 3 more in, but breathe. And then with your next exhale, let's meet with the knee at the elbow. Pull the knee to the chest, step next to your right thumb. Stay on the back toes, inhale, reach up to the sky, crescent pose. So bend the back knee as much as you need to so you can tuck your tailbone down. The pelvis should be neutral, which means tailbone slightly curving in. Those 2 front hip bones point straight forward like headlights. They're not pointing to the mat, but they're not pointing up to the sky, just straight out in front of you. Inner thighs work away from each other. Lower belly pulls to the spine, front ribs hug in. Now I want you to take your hands, gently place them on the back of the head. Cupping the back of your head, elbows pull out. They're gonna stay like this. I'm gonna ask you to take an inhale. Exhale, step up onto your front leg, lift your left knee up and through, and then bring your right elbow towards that left knee. Oh yeah, and then pull the elbow back, step your left foot back. Yup, take an inhale. Exhale, step up, left leg through, right elbow to knee. And then step it back, chest upright. Exhale, step forward, right elbow to left knee, and then step it back, pause. So 3 in total. Reach your arms up, Pull your hands to heart center, lean your torso forward, drive the left heel back, and then twist. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee. So all that oblique work is really helping you build the strength to twist without a lot of leverage. Left heel pushes back, left thigh bone lifts up, inner thigh squeeze together, weight pushes into the middle of your right foot. Now this is what I mean by using actual muscle strength rather than leverage to twist. Keeping your twist, maybe looking down, lift your left elbow about an inch up off the ground. Try not to lose any of the twist. Let everything lock into place. Breathe. And then with an inhale, press up, crescent pose, rise. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands down. We'll step back. Chaturanga is your exit. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, we will inhale the left leg to the sky. Hip is neutral, which means it's not rolling up towards the ceiling, but it's not sagging towards the mat. Exhale, pull the knee down and over to your right elbow, twisting. Inhale, kick the leg up and back. Exhale, pull the knee back to your right elbow. Inhale, stretch it for the sky. You know what's coming, breath per movement. Every exhale pulls the knee to your right elbow. Every inhale initiates the lift up. Follow your breath. And then we'll meet the next time your knee is at your right elbow. Pause, keep everything where it is. Just draw the knee to your chest. Step next to your left thumb. Inhale, crescent pose, Anjayasana. Bending the back knee as much as you need to tuck the tailbone down. You want to get that lower back safe. We put a lot of demand in it day in and day out, so we're trying to give it space. Lower belly pulls in to support it, and then your inner thighs work away from each other. Simultaneously, imagine you're trying to drag your feet together. Knitting the front ribs in, extending your arms out of your waist. Follow your breath. Then take your hands, gently place them on the back of your skull. Elbows pull out, front ribs knit in. Take an inhale, use your exhale. You're gonna step up onto your front leg, right leg comes through, left elbow to knee. Elbow lifts, foot steps back into that crescent lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, step up, left elbow to right knee. Step it back, shoulders at neutral. Last one, exhale, step up, left elbow to right knee. Step it back, pause, reach your arms up. Then draw your hands to heart center. Lean your torso forward, drive your right heel back and then twist. Right elbow to the outside of your knee. Right heel pushes back, right thigh bone lifts up. Elbow stacks, you can press the palms, but try to use the strength of your serratus, your obliques. Knit those front ribs in. And then can you lengthen your right side ribs forward and think of twisting them towards your inner left thigh. That's where you'll find the twist. And maybe it's enough that you can actually lift your right elbow up off your leg a little bit. Find suspension, hug those inner thighs together. If you lose a little bit of your twist, don't be hard on yourself. Breathe. And then push into your feet to reach up to the sky. Crescent pose, take an inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga, lower slow. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, let's inhale, bend the knees, draw your hips back, look forward. Exhale, take a giant step, walk or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold the body in. Feet hips distance apart, heels shoot straight down from your hip sockets. All 10 toes point straight forward, so there's a slight turn in of the toes, heels slightly out. And then with a flat back, inhale, circle your arms to the sky, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. So we're gonna add a little bit of movement, finding more of an eclectic variation of Sun A. Inhale, circle the arms up. As you exhale, right hand to the outer right thigh, reach over with your left hand. Find a nice side stretch, pushing into your left foot. If you find your right ribs just cinching onto your hips, try to lift your right ribs away from it. That's going to give you more stretching through the left side body. And then inhale, reach your arms up, Tadasana. Exhale, left hand to the outer left thigh as you arch over with the right arm, but those left side ribs jump off your hip. You push into your right foot. Breathe. And then inhale, reach up. Now as you exhale, press your hips forward, lift the spine up and begin to arch back. So push those hips forward, try not to ducktail in the hips. Breathe, take a deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold, gently lengthen the spine towards the earth. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, we'll get one more of those in. So let's inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or jump your feet, hips distance apart at the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reverse swan dive your arms to the sky, Tadasana. Exhale, Samasthiti, prayer in front of your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, right arm falls, that standing half moon, stretch. Inhale, reach straight up. Exhale, left arm falls as you arch over with the right. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, an easy back bend. Hips push forward as you lift it up through the chest. And then exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. As you're ready, inhale will bring your back bend, and exhale guides downward dog. From downward dog, let's inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold in. So you can heel toe your feet out, maybe hips distance apart a little wider. Toes can turn slightly out, no more than 10 degrees. You're going to squat down into Malasana. Hips down, chest up, elbows to the insides of your knees as you press your hands to heart center. So a yogi squat. And then as you sit here, I just want you to notice how you're literally just sitting here. You're collapsing in and getting soft, which there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a time and place for everything. So I want you to drive your knees out, push into your feet, pull your elbows away from your knees. So you no longer have the aid of your elbows against your knees, and then lift your hips up about an inch from where they're at right now. Ugh. Tuck your tailbone down. Pull the lower belly and front ribs in. And then lift them another inch and pause. Tuck those tailbones down. And then lift them another inch, pause. Now drop them an inch. Oh. And then drop them another inch. And then get to that place where you want to sit on your heels, but don't sit on your heels. Now can you reach your arms up? Oh, push those knees out. Pull the front body in. And then press yourself all the way up. Go. Squeeze those glutes, hands to heart center. Toes can point straight forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold your body forward. Inhale, flat back. As you exhale, plant the hands, chaturanga in your own time. Inhale brings your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the right leg high, bend the knee, open the hip. As you exhale, pull the knee high up your right arm towards that outer tricep or shoulder. Inhale, lift the leg, open the hip. Exhale, pull the knee to your right arm. So 10 seconds here, just like we did earlier, but now pulling it to the right arm, getting into our lats, finding this external rotation of the hip, evening it out. Remember, full body tone, working with all the different parts of the body. We'll meet with the knee at the right arm. So if you're there already, pause, pull the knee to your chest, step in between the hands, turn the back heel down, lead with your left arm, warrior two, come up. So this is like an eclectic sun B. Getting all eclectic today. Front heel lines up with the back heel or back arch, back toes turn slightly forward, at least 10 degrees up in front of the heel. So your inner left thigh can wrap back, the thigh pushes back, your tailbone draws down, front knee stacks with the center of your ankle, then you push it out to the right so you can see your big toe, maybe even second toe. As your front ribs knit in, you should feel your back ribs jump up off the kidneys, and then you can pull the left side ribs back in line with the right. Because your spine can twist upon itself. Your hips cannot. It's just one big bone. Focus over your front hand. Pull the arms apart. Now drop your right forearm to your right thigh. Take your left arm up and overhead, palm facing the earth. Push into your forearm to create space between your shoulder and the neck. Pull the belly and think of squeezing your inner thighs together. So you can stay here with your forearm on your thigh, or maybe you reach your right arm back towards your left toes. So you're kind of pulling the arms in opposite directions, but don't cinch that right waist too much. Remember this shape. And then inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand to left leg, right arm reaches up and maybe back. Keep the back hand light, or maybe you put it on your hip if you need that support. If you don't, pull the belly in. Can you take your left hand in front of you and reach for your front foot? So the same shape, there's just a different relationship to gravity. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, go back to whatever version of extended side angle you want to take. And then inhale, reverse warrior. So we have one more set, whether it's unsupported or not. Exhale, extended side, belly in. And then inhale, reverse warrior stretch. Take an inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back, chaturanga, lower slow. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, we'll inhale the left leg to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip, shoulders stay square to the ground, wrap that left shoulder down. Exhale, pull the knee to your left tricep or shoulder. Inhale, lift the leg and open up the hip. Exhale, pull the knee back to that left arm. On your own, breath per movement, second side. Follow your breath. The next time you pull the knee to your left elbow, we'll meet there. Pause. Bring the knee into your chest. Lift it a little higher so you can step next to the left thumb. Turn the back heel down. Warrior two, lead with the right arm, blossom open. So remember, front heel to back heel or back arch is a matter of preference. Those back toes turning slightly forward is to help anchor this right femur bone into the hip. It's okay for the right hip to angle slightly forward, not as drastic as warrior one, but with this back leg anchored safely, now your front leg can open nicely. Inner left thigh draws forward and then pushes out to the left. Your hip does a U-turn into the body. Tailbone draws down, front ribs pull in, and then your right side ribs pull back in line with the left. Pull the arms apart. Focus over your front hand. Collect yourself. Support yourself via the breath. Then as you're ready, left forearm to left thigh, right arm goes up and overhead, grounding down to the knife edge of your back foot, pushing into the left forearm, creating space. If you can keep the space between your left shoulder, the neck, and the left side ribs and your hip, pull the belly in, maybe reach your left hand towards your right toes. Breathe. And then push down, inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand to the back leg. It might set on your hip. Keep it light. Reach your left arm straight as can be. You could stay here, or you pull the belly in and take your right arm in front of you and reach for your left heel. Breathe. Take an inhale. Exhale, left forearm to thigh, or reaching for your back foot as your top arm goes up and overhead. And then inhale, reverse warrior, whatever variation you need. We have one more. Exhale, extended side. Use your belly to support the spine as it moves. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stretch back. Take an inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back, chaturanga. Find your vinyas. We will meet in downward facing dog. From downward dog, take a deep inhale through your nose. Hold this breath at the very top. And then stick out your tongue. Breathing in and out the nose. Go ahead and drop to your knees. Sit your hips to the middle of your mat and open your legs out to the side. We'll come into a straddled split. So your hips are in the middle of your mat, your legs open out wide. They don't have to be in a horizontal shape. They could be more of a V shape. Just make sure you find your sit bones. Pull your bottom out from underneath you so your tailbone isn't rounding underneath you, or else it can aggravate sciatica. Now take your right hand behind your right hip, left hand to the outside of your right leg. Let's lift the spine and twist open just slightly. So just keeping the spine up. Yeah. So now your goal is to keep the direction of your twist. Walk your left hand to the inside of your left leg, opening the collarbone up. Yeah. Now walk the hand towards your inner ankle. Keep lifting the right shoulder up, then reach your right arm up. Maybe it goes up and overhead. I like to use that left arm inside my left leg to push the knee out and pull the left shoulder forward. Contain those front ribs in. It's totally okay for your right sit bone at this point to lift up. Just make sure you're extending your groin out to that inner ankle. Breathe in and out your nose. Think of wrapping that right hip bone slightly forward, just like we did in our Warrior Two. Lengthen the left side ribs forward towards your left foot and twist them out and up. And then inhale, reach your right arm up. Let that pull you up. Lift your torso. Come to neutral. And then take your left hand behind your left hip. Right hand releases in front of you. Sit up tall. Use those arms to lift the spine as you begin to twist towards your left foot. Maybe you can even twist beyond it. Flex both feet out. Now keeping the direction of your twist, right hand comes inside your right leg. You crawl it down towards the inner ankle. Maybe your forearm drops to the inner calf. Left shoulder lifts, and then the left arm lifts. Then you take it over your head. Extending, reaching, left foot still flexing. Left hip wraps forward towards your belly button slightly. And then you knit those front ribs in, right side ribs extend towards your knee, and then you lift them up and out towards the ceiling. There you go. A nice stretch through the QL, the lower left side of your back, all sorts of things. Externally rotating through the hips, finding a nice stretch in the inner thighs. And then inhale, lift that left arm up, let it pull you up. Take your hands to whatever leg you need to lift it up and pull it to the front of the mat. Once you're forward, bend the knees, reach forward, and let's gently roll down until you're flat on the back. Pull the feet towards your bottom. They should be flat on the floor, hips distance apart. Plant your palms next to your hips, and then inhale. Just lift your hips up to the sky for a gentle back bend. Just evening it out. Inner thighs spin down without letting your knees knock in. Push into the feet. Imagine dragging your heels towards your shoulders. Press into the arms. Inhale, lift a little higher. And then exhale, let your hips touch down. Maybe walk your feet out a little wider. Let your knees knock in. Palms roll open. Jaw softens. Breath deepens. So you could stay here by all means. Take Savasana in this shape. If you'd like to slide your legs out, be my guest. But wherever you find yourself for this last pose, this is where we pivot. Right? Taking our focus from the superficial, the physical body, that which is temporary, even the mind, letting go of the breath, and giving yourself, the soul, the opportunity to recoup. Allowing yourself to hopefully on this other side, ready, willing to be of better service. So I said a word a moment ago that for some people it can be triggering. The thought of being somebody's servant, whether it's due to history or just kind of the negative connotations that we've attached to that word. People kind of cringe at the thought of being a servant. But you have to understand that it's actually the natural position of the soul. Who we are eternally speaking is to be in loving and devotional service to our eternal soulmate. God, the Great Spirit, Creator, however you refer to Him. And although that word, we've attached these negative attributes to it, you then have to ask yourself, then why does it feel so right to be of service to others? Whether that is adopting an animal from a foster shelter where it might be put down, feeding the homeless, just helping others in need, and generally ignite something within us. We feel content. So if you can take that feeling that you get from being of service to those that you don't even know, and then compare it to being of service to those you love, whether it's a partner, family, friends, you'll notice that it multiplies almost tenfold. And this is still on the material basis. So you cannot even begin to imagine how right it will feel when you can get to this place where you really begin to operate ever continually from a place of being of service to God. The feelings become indescribable. If you're ready, you can wiggle your toes, your finger. Roll out your ankles, your wrists. Do what you need to do to call some energy back into the body, waking yourself back up. And then as you're ready, rolling to your right or left hand side, whatever's most comfortable, whatever you're feeling called to. And then walking yourself up to a comfortable seat. Whatever that is for your body at this time is up to you. Rest your hands on your knees in your lap or bring them to heart center, but just sit up tall, close your eyes, and come back to your breath. So in the beginning, we have to allow ourselves to be of service within this material realm. Allowing ourselves to work our way out of being so self-centered or selfish and begin to work from a place where a little bit more selfless. And over time, that will segue into allowing you to feel comfortable enough to ultimately surrender your will to the will of the Supreme. Being the ultimate loving servant to your eternal soulmate. So just something to think about, something to take with you and work with beyond the rubber mat. On that note, namaste.